Guys, so in this video I'd like to show you this kind of optical upgrade of my bike. This is a carbon made rear splash guard and I would add a few notes for it. There are a lot of products available on the market and the price range is quite wide, so I decided to make an experiment, so I ordered it from AliExpress. The description was promising and the photos were also, so when it arrived I can see that the quality is pretty good, so it's very similar or identical to the OEM one. But when I tried to install it, I was not able to do it. Why? Because although the seller claimed that it's a real car tested, high precision 3D scanned product, it's obviously not. The real car test has been missed because there are two holes for the bolts. None of them had the exact diameter and the position of the holes were also not correct. You might ask why I bought this part from AliExpress with this risk, and why didn't I bought from a top rated seller. Well, the fact is that I bought some parts on my bike from a so-called top rated manufacturer seller, and I ran into the same situation. So the positioning holes, the bolt holes were not accurate, so I had to make some after work, and in my opinion this is a sign of the obvious lack of validation during the production, because validation is cost. I immediately claimed the product at AliExpress and they offered a partial refund. I accepted it. That was a fair deal because I was able to make this after work that made the product mountable. So I was able to install it. We'll see how it works. Now the next step is my personal validation. So I test it and I check it if it's resistant against the vibrations during the drive, if it's resistant against the sound radiation, and how the material behaves under load. Should I run into any issue, I return and I will tell you about it. The seller claimed that the product is a real car tested. It means that they would have tried it to install to Ducati Multistrada, and it was a high precision 3D modeling of the original OEM part. Might be true because the rest of the parts, rest of the area of the splash guard has got a very good quality, and the pattern is exactly the same as for the OEM part, but for some reason the bolt holes were not accurate. What I experienced that the bolt holes, there are three holes that holds the splash guard on the rear swing arm, had an incorrect diameter, so I was not able to put the bolts into it. The other thing was that the bolts position, the hole's position was incorrect. I suppose the upper inner one had an incorrect position, so I had to relocate the hole so as to be able to mount the splash guard to the swing arm. These kind of in-vehicle validations, or let's call it simply a mounting test, has got a price, I know, during the production. But this is a small price for keeping your customers satisfied. As a summary, I might say that this was a typical demonstration of the trends that I experience in the mass production industry. So I'm not angry with the seller or AliExpress or whatever, and I don't think that I made a bad decision. It was an experiment because I chose a product that seemed to be better quality according to this description for the price. And then I experienced that, yeah, that's okay, but the quality is not as I expected. The quality was not as it was described. And this is the situation what I experience when I buy some vehicle, motorbike, passenger car, machines, whatever. So some said that the manufacturers sell quality no more. They sell the sense of the quality and the look of the quality. But in most cases, there are emptiness inside. And this is a sad trend, and there are explanations and there are information about its root cause, but one of the most important root cause is the greediness. The other interesting fact is that this seller is not a top-rated one for this carbon real splash guard, and I experienced the same flow at the top-rated seller, top-rated manufacturer as well. And let's face it, if I make a product and I discover that, oh guys, we've missed the mounting test, we missed the validation, so it's not as good as we expected, and it's practically a scrap, then I obviously don't put down that this is a high quality, real vehicle tested, accurate 3D modeling one in top quality. But I tell you guys that, okay, this is much cheaper than the competitive parts, but please consider it when you buy it. You need to make some modification because the holes are not accurate. We need some afterwork, some milling, some repositioning of the bolt holes, and so on and so forth. But I obviously don't put down this text in my ad. That is obviously misleading. We'll see how it works on my bike after the modification. If the validation will be a green one, so it means that everything is okay and it works perfect and it's rock solid over there, then I'm happy. Otherwise, I put the OEM one back. That's all, folks.